All right, guys, what's happening? What's happening? It is Wednesday, February 24th, 2021. And this morning, we're going to talk about how to build a pipeline. Exciting conversation if you're in sales or you're a business owner, or if you just want to make a bunch of friends, you need a pipeline for that too. Let's get started.
It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life. And then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up.
All right, what's happening, guys? Good morning to you. Happy Wednesday. This morning, we're going to be talking about building a pipeline. I'm doing this show standing up this morning. I got my new stand-up desk here. And so I'm trying some new things, shifting this office around. So we'll get it settled here in the next couple of days and really figure out what we're doing here. But in the meantime, we're going to roll with it as is this morning. And thank you guys for joining me this morning. So how to build your pipeline, man. Let's talk about that for a minute. If you're in sales, if you're in business, this is a big one. You know, understanding how to do this is probably one of the most important things you can understand as a salesperson. And, you know, when you understand this and you're able to execute properly on how to build a pipeline, a funnel, a sales funnel, if you will 100% take control of your business, of your future, of your income, of everything that everybody is interested in when it comes to sales. So I wanted to dig into this morning and man, this topic, the number of bullet points that came out as I was thinking about it, we don't even have time to talk about all of them. So you guys will get a handful of them here. And maybe if this is a topic that you guys want to talk about, maybe we can continue this conversation over on Clubhouse or some other platform where it's, a little bit longer format. So, but want to say good morning to some folks. What's happening? Ryan Austin, Brent Porter, Dayton, David, Mitch, Rick, Lewis. What's happening, guys? Thank you guys for joining me here this morning. So, how do you build a pipeline? So the number one thing that you have to remember when you're thinking about building a pipeline is for people to be able to purchase anything from you in life or do any kind of business or have a relationship with you, they have to get to know you, right? They have to know you exist first and foremost, and then they have to get to know you. So point number one is be omnipresent, be visible wherever your prospects are, and be there as frequently as you possibly can. So you know, if social media is a great platform for this, if you want to find a lot of clients, depending on what type of client you're looking for, would dictate which platform you would spend the most time on. And if you can stay in front of people and you can get to know them, this show is a great example of how I try to do that. I try to stay in front of people as much as possible because I want to build relationships with people, right? I want to get to know people. I want them to get to know me. And so this show is a way for me to do that. It's a way for me to share who I am, to share my experiences, my knowledge, the difficulties and challenges I've had along the way. And that helps build a relationship with people, right? And so many times I get a lot of messages about the amount of time that people have followed the show. And so they don't watch necessarily every day, but they've been watching for 12 months, 18 months. Whatever that may be. And so that starts to build a level of trust, right? So I want you to think about that from a business standpoint and think about how that builds trust over time when people see messages that they can connect with over a long period of time. So think about that. If you can connect with someone's messages, if they're inspiring, you like the way that their business looks from the outside in, you like the way that they run their business, the way they talk about their people, et cetera. You are going to connect with that person, right? You're going to have a deeper connection with that person than you would. And you're also going to be able to get to know them because just simply they're just visible, right? So they are putting content out online that allows you to be able to connect with them. If you are not a social media person, which I would highly recommend that you become one if you aren't one, but if you're not one, the other thing that you can do is you can be present in your community, right? So you can go to events, you can go to networking events, you can do all those types of things that lead to you meeting more people. So, the more hands you shake, the more money you make, The more hands you shake, the more people you meet. So just be out there, be active, be omnipresent everywhere that your prospects would exist. Super, super important. And it's something that you should be doing every single day if you're trying to build a business, right? You should put hours of time in every single day just trying to connect with people. That's what builds a business. If you don't have enough opportunity, you have to find ways to create it. And being omnipresent and visible where your prospects are is the way that you do that. Number 2, interact with as many people as you can as you are being visible and omnipresent in those places. So the example would be if you go to a networking event, but you don't actually interact with people, then there's probably not a lot that you're going to get out of that event, right? If you're on social media and you are sitting places, but you're not interacting, like for example, if you're watching this show and you're not commenting, I'm not encouraging you to comment for my own benefit. I'm telling you that the way that you get visible is by commenting, by sharing your own thoughts in response to what we're talking about here, so that people can start to get to know you, right? And so interact with as many people as you can. When you start following people, show that you are trying to get to know them. So if you see a picture of someone's family, like I've seen people on here go on vacation, and I always comment because they're on vacation with their family. It's something that's important to them. I want to get to know those people. So what am I going to do? I'm going to comment and say something so that I become visible in their life. I can get to know them better, right? I can be visible at a place that has a high emotional attachment for them. So think about that. If you interact with as many people as you can, and you are as authentic as you can possibly be. So don't just, give somebody a thumbs up or a pound, but actually interact with as many people as you can. Be visible as often as you can in a meaningful fashion, right? All right. Bullet point number 3, probably the thing that I see done incorrectly the most on social media is do not ever start with selling. In fact, hold yourself back from selling, provide value on a consistent basis, and the selling takes care of itself. You don't ever have to sell someone. One of the things that I try to never do is I try to, as often as possible, provide value as much as I can so that the selling kind of takes care of itself. It doesn't mean that you don't ever post a way for people to do business with you or create a transaction between you. You can lead people to a place that they can have a transaction. But what I'm saying is, don't go into somebody's DMs or don't go into somebody's comments and start trying to peddle your stuff. It doesn't work. People are very turned off by that. I get hundreds of them a week, and I'm not even exaggerating, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, just people trying to sell me stuff. And then if I don't respond, they will respond again. I had somebody send me 3 messages on Instagram yesterday because I double tapped the first one to like it, right? Then they sent me 3 more messages trying to sell me something that I never even actually responded to. All I did was like their message and appreciation for them reaching out. And to be honest with you, I would have responded later, but I ended up not responding because I don't want to do business with somebody that is that aggressive, that's trying to sell me something before they even know if I actually need it or not, or how I would need it, how it would benefit me. So do not start any conversation, whether it's in real life, on social media, etc., with selling. Your intention of starting a conversation with someone should start and end with, this is who I am, right? This is what I do. This is who I am, and leave it out there, right? Let it out there to simmer. Let them show interest. Get to know each other on a personal level first, and the selling takes care of itself. Don't ever start with a sales pitch. Provide value, provide education, let them get to know you, show them who you are, and the selling takes care of itself. That leads me to my next bullet point. Make a friend, make a sale. I have spent going on 3 years now building a social media presence. And all I will say to you guys is that many of the people who have become friends of mine first have been the people that I ended up doing business with, whether it be them doing jobs for us as a contractor, whether it be, somebody joining Top Contractor School, whether it be somebody that becomes a friend of mine that I can refer to someone else and they end up doing business with one of my friends. But the very first intention you should always have is to build a real relationship. So to build a friendship, and friendship equals trust. And trust means that you have an equal understanding that you're going to guide people to places that can actually help them. So make a friend first, and it makes it easier to eventually end up figuring out if you even should be doing business with that person. One of the things that I say all the time at the Pavement Group is we want to be doing business with people that share our values, right? There's no better way to know that for sure than to get to know someone first. And so why people don't do this, why they lead with selling, or they don't take the time to make a friend, which makes it easier to do business together, is they're desperate, right? They don't have a big enough pipeline. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to sell someone something before they actually know if they even need it or they qualify for it. And that is absolutely never going to help you build a pipeline. So make a friend, make a sale, and never start with selling. Next bullet point is build trust. It takes a long time for some people to trust. That is not for you to determine. You don't get to dictate when somebody trusts you, but it is an important piece of building a pipeline to make an effort to build trust. And to never move on from that building of trust to trying to sell someone something when it's too soon, right? And until you fully understand that person trusts you, that there's a mutual trust there, and you feel that, then it's okay to move on into, trying to pursue some business with someone. But if you try that too soon, you'll probably violate that trust. And that will not be good for the process of building a pipeline, right? You'll end up refilling your pipeline constantly because people will constantly be falling out of your pipeline, your funnel. And last but not least, play the long game. I think that a lot of what we've talked about already leads to this, but play the long game, guys. Like, literally make as many connections as you can. Be omnipresent, be visible, interact with as many people as you can. Be playing the long game constantly, right? Because as you play the long game, man, I can speak from experience. The results multiply, like in a massive way. The results multiply when you are able to provide value with people and they have that level of trust. You start to attract the people that want to do business with you instead of having to constantly pursue them. And so when you think about that building of a pipeline, there should be a bit of a pursuit there where you're pursuing people that you might want to do business with, starting to build those relationships. But there also should be, if you're doing it correctly, some people coming into your funnel as a result of the work that you're putting in and as a result of the person that you are and how you're treating those interactions that you have. So play the long game, right? Don't try to move too fast in these relationships. Because if you violate that trust, if they don't feel like you're potentially someone that they would want to do business with and or a friend, you're going to end up constantly just having to refill your funnel. So play the long game, build the trust, do things the right way, and you will never, ever, ever have to worry about where the next opportunity in your life is going to come from. It's about doing things the right way. One of the things that I say all the time in training is, just be a good human, man. Just be a good person. Be patient. Don't ever push people. I've never had a successful interaction, whether I was, trying to sell someone early in my career and did it the wrong way, or someone was trying to do that to me. I've never done business with those people, and they've never done business with me, right? If it's not right, if it doesn't feel right, just don't do it, right? There's 8 billion people on this planet that you can potentially do business with. That one person that you're trying to pursue that maybe isn't ready should not be a big deal for you to move on from, right? If you have a healthy enough pipeline, a healthy enough sales funnel, you should never have to pursue those people in the way that a lot of salespeople you see do. So play the long game, guys. Build the trust, make a friend, make a sale. Never, ever start your conversations with selling. Make sure that you're doing it the right way. Be a good human, as I just said. Interact with as many people as you can. And please take my advice on this one. Be omnipresent and visible everywhere that your customers exist. And over a period of time, as you do that, man, you start to get paid compound interest for the efforts that you make. So I hope this episode was helpful to you guys. Again, if we want to talk way more about this in detail, let me know that in the comments here, or shoot me a DM on Instagram, Facebook, wherever, and we can open a clubhouse room at some point in the next few days here and talk about building a pipeline and some of the more tactical ways that you can do that, so that you can have a healthy sales funnel, come to work every day looking forward to what you do. So many salespeople talk about, just the fact that they're overwhelmed, or they don't enjoy their jobs. And the reason is that they feel like a pest because they're doing everything backwards. They're not following these steps. They're not playing the long game. They're constantly pursuing people and pushing a little bit too hard, and it puts them in an uncomfortable space. So if you guys want to talk about that more, let me know that, and I'm happy to open a room and go into way more detail and do Q&A with you guys over on Clubhouse or some other platform. Maybe we can do a live here, or whatever you guys want to do, or we can do it in both places for that matter. So let me know that. But I hope this was helpful for you guys. Wishing you an awesome, awesome Wednesday. Remember, you get one February 24th, 2021. Make the very best of it. Reach out to somebody today and do something kind for people today, man. It makes a massive impact on their life, and it'll also make a massive impact on yours. Thank you guys for being here. I'll see you again tomorrow morning, same place, same time on Morning Perspective. Love you guys.